Newcastle haven't beaten Liverpool in 10 years, and we've only beaten them twice in 15 years.
It's going to happen. I don't know why we're so negative about it. It's going to happen. Newcastle are going to beat them. It will be a complete upset. It will be a beautiful day. You're going to win.
I'm bricking it, lads.
Nah.
We'll get on to today's topic.
Jacob is already wincing.
Oh, I know, right?
Mate, honestly, I'm quite angry about this one.
Oh, good. I'm going to really set you up a lot. I'm going to set you up. Unlike Odegaard, I'll set you up.
That's a real bastard there.
He's a fucking he needs to be interviewed. He needs to be pressed with questions. I don't know what the fuck's happened to him.
We'll start today with the same question I asked you both the last time you played, which was who deserved to win that game, because I think it was a draw the last time as well. Jacob, who deserved to win that?
I think a lot of people back home who paid for that game deserve their money back, never mind someone deserving to win it. I just, do you know what?
Did you deserve to draw, or did you deserve to win, or did Man United deserve to win?
We didn't deserve to win. I think Man United executed their game plan better than we did. I think if anyone deserved to win that game, it was Man United. And I think after we equalised, United looked like the more likely winners of the game. So, do you know what? Yeah, I'll hand it over. Man United deserved to win that game.
Do you agree, KG?
Absolutely. You know, when their goalkeeper is the man of the match, I think it sends shocking shockwaves across the league. We've been the whipping boys. Anyone comes to OT and has their way with Man United. You know, we've been known as Bonnie Blue FC. We've been known as the other one, just people just having their wicked way. And for some strange reason, Arsenal want to marry us and make an honest woman of us. You know, we set the terms. For some strange reason, we play Arsenal and you've got Declan Rice scoring an equalizer, shushing 15th. We're in 15th. Mate, you're trying to win the league, mate. You got Raya doing saves like super saves. The types of saves where you think, oh my God, I didn't know a keeper could do that because I've got my criminal in mind there. There you go. But I'm looking saying, I can't believe that. I can't believe they scored 7. Arsenal scored 7 midweek and I feared the worst. This is the first time I've ever done a prediction saying 3-1 Arsenal. I've never believed Arsenal could, I would never usually say that, but then it was all in their favour and Arsenal doing Arsenal. Typical. No one should be surprised by what we saw from Arsenal at Old Trafford yesterday.
At the start of the game, Man United were very defensive, but actually a little bit better in defense, in terms of their structure. Normally, I'm you're being negative because you're a bit clueless, but you're actually still quite easy to play through. They did set their stall out quite well. Arsenal, complete control in that first half, but with no idea of what to do with it. And it speaks volumes, I think, of the fact that Manchester United's attack has been ridiculed so much this season and yet still looks way more potent than Arsenal's attack right now. It's quite crazy. We'll start with the first chance with Merino shooting wide. How is he working out as a striker for you, Jacob?
Yes. I mean, there's nothing else we can do, so I can't kick the guy. Do you know what I mean? He's gone up there. He's performed manfully. He got a goal on Tuesday, but I mean, I have to be honest. I look at that PSV team that we played now, and I wonder where they would finish if they were in the Championship, because there's no way they're a Premier League level team.
Wow.
The way they defended against us is just naive. In terms of Merino, he doesn't know where to stand. Our press is gone. He cannot press. This guy's come into the Premier League. He looks half a step slow for everything. I can't tell if he's overweight or what, but and that's that. By the way, he's in decent shape. But my point is, he doesn't move quick enough, and that he moved into midfield yesterday, and the game just went. We just lost our midfield completely when Merino went back into his natural position. So, as much as I don't want to criticise him as a striker, he was worse when he was a midfielder. We're playing without a striker. We don't have any other options. I don't know what to say with Merino.
What about Trossard? Because Trossard was played through by Odegaard not long after. Yeah. And it felt like every time Trossard got the ball, it ended in misery, right? Has he just gone off the boil, or is he regressing, or is he just finished?
He's had moments. He's had moments, but the tough thing with Trossard, you don't want to be too harsh on him, but it's you're the one area where we should be okay. Like, you're the one, like, okay, we're missing Martinelli, we're missing Kai, we're missing Saka, we're missing Jesus. Trossard is a starting level left winger for us. He probably starts ahead of Martinelli. So you see him in moments like that, and it's like, you're fucking 30 years old. You're the senior. It's one thing when Ethan Nwaneri, 17 years of age, fucks up. Fair, he's a kid. Marino, he's a midfielder playing up 9. Fair. Trossard, this is your position. This is your moment. He's playing for a contract with us at the moment. And he looks as out of position, out of his depth, and naive as the teenager on the other side of the pitch.
He was very wasteful yesterday. He actually brought down Garnacho for the free kick. Josh, what did you make of the fact of the 11.2 yards for the free kick?
It was so weird. Do you know what? I don't want to just call him out for this, but I'm going to do it. Anthony Taylor is probably one of the worst referees we've had in the Premier League in a very long time. You know that Chelsea have got a history with him. I hate him. Mm-hmm. You know that Jose Mourinho has history with him. I mean, he nearly tried to sort of kill him in a car park, to be fair, right? So I think it is a joke, but to be fair, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a free kick the other way where it was a similar distance away from the wall, and Odegaard just sort of, does what Odegaard does. So I don't know why Declan Rice isn't taking the free kicks. He's obviously clearly the better ball striker than Odegaard. But yeah, I think does it change the game? I mean, it goes just over the wall into the back of the net. Should Raya's positioning have been a bit better? There's a lot of different things that could change in that. For me, I hate Anthony Taylor. I'm happy to blame him. If Jacob wants to blame him, I'll go for it.
Are you not going to blame the goalkeeper because he was far over? He was far over. You can't blame Anthony Taylor. How many yards are we talking about? Did that make a difference?
That positioning, I think it does make a difference, but I also, I don't know. I've grown up watching Patrick Vieira at Old Trafford. I've grown up watching Tony Adams at Old Trafford, and they just wouldn't let that fly. And that was an issue for me on the pitch yesterday, the leadership. I'm looking for someone like Odegaard to be running that and to be saying, no, move the wall. I'm looking for someone to be looking, like double checking the keeper's positioning and going, what are you doing? Move over. Do you know what I mean? And this is kind of my worry with Arsenal at the moment is like, I think we're a really well coached team. I sometimes look at us and feel like we're so overcoached that if these players don't have either the manager or the set piece coach telling them exactly what to do, they don't seem to be the characters who will just do it themselves on the pitch. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
I grew up, I remember people interviewing Patrick Vieira after his time at Arsenal, and he was like, yeah, Wenger was a good tactician, but we'd solve problems on the pitch. It was between me and Pires and Henry and these other experienced players, and we would solve things on the pitch. Even the era of Van Persie, players like that. I look at this team, and I've got to be honest with you. I know we've got injuries. That incident with that free kick, I was just thinking, where's the leadership?
I do think it made a difference. I think given that it only just cleared the wall, if it was the yard and a half further forward and they jumped then, it probably does hit the wall. But Bruno struck it amazingly. Let's give him some credit. Yep. Bruno Fernandes. All the Man United fans all over Twitter yesterday saying world class.
No, not world class.
How good is he really?
World class.
KJ, you tell me.
He's not. We're not going to go to this because we can never find the easy ground. Bruno's just the best player that we have. It's that simple. He's just the best that we have. He somehow managed to save us when it should all go when our chips are down, Bruno turns up and does something. Now, we're still in 15th. We can't be ranting and raving. If he now gets us over the line against maybe Real Sociedad, or we salvage something from the season, then maybe we can shout Bruno a bit more and say thank you for the service. But this has been such a terrible season. It'll be too crazy to go to wax lyrical over a player in 15th. But to Man United, the most important player we have. And even for fans that don't like him, they have to agree with that. I think even rival fans are watching saying, well, you know what? Like, if anyone was going to score in that game, it was Bruno. You wouldn't be worried about any other player in our team. You probably think, he might be
including Arsenal's players. For me, when I was watching it, I thought Bruno Fernandes, the minute he stepped up to take, even before they got the free kick, I remember thinking, the only person on this football pitch I can see doing anything right now is Bruno Fernandes. And it wasn't even like they'd given us a warning of that. It's just, he is that kind of man of the moment type of player. I do give him credit for that. He's got 7 goals, 7 assists this season in a shocking side. And I think if it wasn't for Bruno Fernandes, Man United would probably be facing relegation, man. They'd be really...
We'd be gone. We'd be gone. And he's playing in so many positions. He's in so many positions. Like, you got him playing in that double, with the double sixes, in the 2-10 position. We've moved him all over the place under this regime, under past regimes, and he hasn't complained, really. You know, I was surprised for Roy Keane to come out and give him some credit yesterday. That was shocking, because on the overlap, he killed him. So I was like,
but why do they kill him, KG? Why do all your legends want to kill him? Because I've got to be honest with you, I look at Bruno.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's honest. Does he regret moving to United? Could he have gone to a different big European club and won every trophy?
Let me ask the question, lads, and I'll start with Josh. What is the highest level club Bruno Fernandes could play for right now? What team does he start for now? The top of the league.
I think he gets in the Barcelona team. I think definitely if he goes to that,
let's use Premier League. Let's use Premier League.
I think
Chelsea would start him.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, definitely.
They start Sancho.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, definitely. You'd move Cole Palmer out to the right. So I mean, that's a poor. That's a poor.
I wasn't even taking the piss. No, I wasn't even trying to take the piss there. I wasn't even.
I rate it. I just want to let you know you're in 14th, by the way. It's not as bad as you think.
This is what I'm saying. I wasn't even. No, I wasn't even. Honestly, because I was looking at the teams, I was like, I don't want to picture him in a Liverpool team. Forget that. Yeah, Man City. I think he easily starts in a Man City team. People say Pep wouldn't use him. I think that's absolute bollocks. I think he'll play for them. I don't know if Arsenal... I don't know how you lot feel about him, because he's a player that split his Marmite. He's a Marmite player. Would you play him in your team? Is Jacob... Would he get into your team?
Than Odegaard at the moment, surely.
We've got a number 10 who's everything that Bruno isn't, right? We've got Martin Odegaard. He runs, he presses, he leads, he makes all the right noises. He's a model professional. And you know what? His free kicks hit the fucking wall. So it's hard to say.
Drop him. He's shit.
I'm not saying drop him. But I do think talent-wise, like you put Odegaard in a Man United team, is he getting 7 goals, 7 assists?
He's doing nothing for us, but just that.
He does all the things that Roy Keane rants and raves about, all the things that a proper captain should do. Odegaard's doing it. And guess what? He's not got the talent. So it's that. It's like
fucking hell. That's a take, isn't it? You were loving Odegaard at the start of the season. You were absolutely ranting and raving about how good he was.
I was. And then a season later, we're nearly at the end of the season, and he's been shit.
The player that was good yesterday was Rice. Rice was actually like making good moves. I thought it was really good, actually.
We'll come into his goal in a second. Mazraoui went close, a great save.
Wow, fasting.
From Raya. And that was kind of the first time I really remember watching a Man United move and going, oh, that's a bit of Amorim ball, that like the wing back. So like, something's being learned, eventually. And I think this was one of his better games as a coach, to be fair to him. Skelly came on. He's been lively, but also a bit of a fucking liability at times. Xerxes flicks it towards goal. Another good save to Raya before Declan Rice scores. Now, the thing about the Declan Rice goal that must have been driving Man United fans crazy, KG, is he was so unmarked on the edge of the box. Like it was, you see Xerxes not track the man. You see him just drifting in there.
Casemiro and Bruno were really deep as well. Casemiro and Bruno were really deep. I think we need to be able to make changes, but we haven't got... Not saying you don't trust the bench, but it's a really young team now. It's getting like, we're at bare bones. Like even in midweek when we played the Real Sociedad, once we concede, I don't even know how we find the energy to continue, because Casemiro's now playing back-to-backs, but then he's definitely aged like so much this season. So he was meant to, I believe him and Bruno could have been closer, weren't there. They make the moment of that. Then I think they have the break, because you got some of the Muslim players in the team that they're gonna break their fast at that moment. I believe he was waiting for that break. He should have probably done it before, because people were saying we were laboured, we're getting their second ball, we weren't meeting the second ball. So little things like that where we just wasn't sharp. I believe if we had more of more players, I think we would have made that change earlier because we did swatch and put on Collier. We bought on Rasmus as well. God. But yeah.
Hardly game changing, yeah. The Declan Rice moment, Jacob, obviously he smacks it in off the post. Beautiful strike. And he gets all the credit for that. But then he does all of this and all that. And people are like, bro, like, you got a game to win. Like, where's the logic here? You must be torn on this. How do you feel about it? And now, a word from our sponsors. Everyone online needs a VPN, not only to be safe and secure, but also to get access to some sweet, sweet content. And that is where Surfshark comes in, because a VPN is basically like wearing a pair of trousers outside. All the stuff that you want to keep private stays private. And Surfshark helps keep your whole online activity encrypted so you can browse privately and you can block ads and travel the world in one click. And say, for example, you're in the UK, you want to watch the 3 p.m. football on a Saturday, but you can't in the UK. But in Spain and America and other countries like that, you can. And that doesn't just apply to sport. You can change your Netflix location to get better Netflix or watch things like Hulu and other content from America. And another big help is when you're out and about, if you want to do online banking and you're on a public network, anyone can snoop and have a look at what you're up to. But when you use Surfshark, you can mask your IP so all your traffic is encrypted, which means your personal info stays personal to you. I use Surfshark for all my devices and only on one subscription. You can log into as many as you want, and they have 24/7 support if you need any help. And if you want to get Surfshark, you can click the link in the description or use the QR code on the screen now. And you can get 4 months extra of Surfshark for an unbeatable price. And the best bit is they give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk in trying it out. Just click the link in the description below now, go to surfshark.com/kickoff and you can get 4 months extra of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. So big thanks to Surfshark for the security and that sweet content, but for now, enjoy the video.
I mean, yeah, there's a part of me that just goes, you know what, like, he's the one senior player on the pitch who kept his head up, kept running, kept chasing, played like a captain. I've got to be honest with you, it's like there's an invisible armband on his arm, but so, and there's a part of me going like, you know, I saw everyone online going, come on, you're supposed to be in a title race. Shouldn't you just be getting the ball and put it on the centre? And it's like, well, we're not in a title race. Like, we're not.
Yes, you are. Over your manager's dead body, you are in a title race.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, they tried to press him on that at the end and he ran away. So we'll never know how he feels about that. No, yeah, I do think you can question a bit of the mentality around those Arsenal players. I do wish we'd raced the ball back, gone for the winner. We should be turning up here and saying this is a team in 15th. We should be battering them, and it's not enough that we're chasing equalisers, let alone celebrating them.
And it sums it up when this is without doubt the worst Man United side in a long time, and Arsenal have struggled against them a fair bit this season. Martinelli had a shot chance, goes near post instead of far post. You think, and fuck me. It's just so frustrating. And then right afterwards, Marino gives the ball straight to Højlund. Højlund, you're thinking, this is it. This is his moment. Coming up 20 games without a goal. And that man again, Declan Rice, gets straight in there. I'll go to you first, KG. What were your feelings when Højlund missed that chance?
Because he's got to be clever, and you can see he's devoid of all confidence. You know someone's going to come clattering into you. A proper number 9 is almost waiting for, I'm going to shield the ball and let's see what happens. And yes, it's a great tackle by Declan Rice, but there's a way to manage it to say, get the penalty, get the shot off before that happens. And he does none of it. You know, you let that transfer to Isak. We know what he's doing. Immediately, you just know it's almost like that one where hated is Jacob, but when Son's in on goal as well, and then you know, when you lot are like hoping that he's gonna, if they, that one. Basically, you got to get the shot off. You got to do something. Just not what Højlund does, and it's scary because it's another player that is been broken. He's literally the broken man up front. And I don't know what to say. I don't know if you can salvage it, if that can be rectified. Xerxes was booed by the stadium, and he's somehow finding his feet, and looks like there might be a player in there actually. I don't know if Højlund will be able to survive this.
Xerxes for me has shown flashes of brilliance, but also, you know, there's been a lot of, you know, average performances as well. But with Højlund, the worrying thing for me is it's everything. You know, if someone said to me, what does that lad do well? I've got a fucking clue, mate. It's 20 games without a goal. I don't think he holds the ball up well. I don't know if his runs are that great either. Like his finishing, his touch, his dribbling. I think he's been trying, to be fair to him. I'll give him that. But it's 70 million down the drain. And the big issue isn't just the fact that you've wasted that much. It's moving a player on who's so far away from a valuation like that. The level of losses that Man United again are going to incur. Like right now, you'd be lucky to get 10 million for this kid. Like,
I think we'll get something from the Italian league, because people are now starting to see that Man United is just the cursed club, and you can get a player out of there. And somehow
you're very optimistic. But I watch your streams, right? And you come up with some figures for selling players, and you're like,
for 70.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this guy's on crack. Like, what the fuck?
Do you know the best thing they need to do with Højlund is literally just send him on loan?
Yeah,
like next year, if he has a good loan, like send him on 12 months.
You don't think you can
back
get
to Italy.
at 35?
Not now. No, you
20
can't.
games without a goal.
You can't.
No, because
20.
you look at this Anthony kid. Anthony's enjoying himself in Spain. Somebody's gonna be like, these lot are rubbish. Take a player from Man United. Like, look at Rashford now. Rashford, how much are you going to say his value is going to be? What you say is finally looking like a player that people have a punt for in the summer? Someone's going to come in for him.
They've already got a 40 million agreed for him.
There you go. Do you reckon someone else would probably chance and say, listen, I'll have a bit of that? You never know.
It's the wages with Rashford, though. How much is Højlund on a week?
Oh, he's not on much. I think he's on, 70, 80. That's not bad. Someone will pick that up.
It's like Jacob said, though, it's the wages for Rashford. That's the problem. But Højlund, I just don't see... I'm really worried about this kid's career. I think it's going down the shitter, like big time.
He should never have been he should never be leading the line with the goal burden at Man United, though. That's a disgrace. It's actually quite embarrassing that we've done that to that player, considering the players that we've had at this club, and now knowing, Rasmus, it's your job to get 30 goals a season. Forget about it. He can't even get 6 or 7 at the moment. Like the kid's finished, and I believe a loan would be good, but we don't have the facilities for a loan. Only if, we're hearing talks about the Matetas, or we're hearing stuff about like swap deals. We'll see what happens. But I think his stock in Italy is still fine, because in Italy, they still wanted Xerxes after him getting booed. Like Juve was serious about him, and I was his old manager. So someone will be interested.
There's not a lot of money in Italy. There's not a lot of money there. I'm telling you now, it's going to be a cheap
swap deal.
Bruno Fernandes then has the chance of the game, rattles it perfectly hard and low towards the corner. Raya somehow double saves it. What a fucking performance. Jacob, do you want to just touch on that, mate?
Oh, mate, David Raya is our player of the season. And in a season where we were going to try and win the Premier League, we're going to walk away giving our fucking player of the season to our number one. But he is. I honestly think he's as good a keeper in the league right now, Raya. I honestly do, between his distribution, the way he takes crosses, and I think it's really this season his shot stopping has gone up another level. He deserves so much credit. Yeah, you can question him over the free kick. I feel like we're overcoached sometimes, and we should just be allowing our keeper to trust himself and stand where he wants to stand. But the rest of his performance was immaculate. And I mean, we were saying about United, where would United be without Bruno? Where would Arsenal be this season without David Raya? Because he's made some really important saves in big games as well. We've got a decent record against the quote-unquote top 6 Arsenal. It would be a lot worse if it weren't for David Raya.
Arteta, after the game, they press him, and they're asking, where are you in the title race? He basically just walks off screen.
He ran away.
Josh, psychologically, as Jacob's just said, he ran away. You've witnessed many manager meltdowns, and you've seen it all at Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Where does this rate, like, what kind of frame of mind do you think Arteta is in right now?
What I'm so worried about with Arsenal is just the level of mediocrity. Like, I just think if you keep going season after season where you're nearly there, like, there's only so much pressure that Arteta can really withstand. Let's be honest, right? The assembled squads that Arsenal have should be challenging for a title in a year in which, yes, Liverpool, you're not challenging. No. Title challenges is about 3 or 4 points at the end of the season. How many points is it, Jacob? Just tell me.
15.
I mean, what are we talking about? Title races. This title race was done. No. 1 second. This title race was done 3 months ago. It was done ages ago. We sat around this table. We sat around talking on this where we were saying it is over. There's no title challenge. Liverpool are way better than Arsenal. So
the gap could grow as well. It's 15 with 10 games to go. It could be fucking 20 points by the end of the season.
And let's just throw a scenario out here right now, because I don't think, that it's guaranteed that Arsenal are going to finish in second. And if they don't finish in second in a season in which, let's be honest, all of the other teams below them have been incredibly poor. I mean, if Chelsea are within 5 points, 4 points of Arsenal, that is a complete failure of Arsenal season. We've lost 7 games.
So what should happen? So should we sack Arteta?
Well, let's have a conversation about it. I think at the end of the day, you've got to start questioning something. You got to do something. You should be up there, right, challenging for the league. What do you think you should do? Should you just stick with it? Have another 3 years where you're nearly men, finish a couple of seconds, thirds? What are you going to do?
I look at Manchester City, who've had one big injury this year in in Rodri, and they're going to finish a lot lower than us. And they're losing to Forest, and no one's questioning whether Guardiola should stay there. And I get it, because Guardiola's got the titles. He's got the medals round players next to prove his caliber. If I'm honest with you, coming to this point in the season and looking at the talent on the pitch, right, I'm not happy. We talk about the lack of quality in Højlund. In terms of a 4:30 Super Sunday game between Arsenal and Man United at Old Trafford, can you ever remember seeing as little attacking talent on a pitch? Can you ever remember looking at
it was fucking dry. That first half, I'll give you an example, right?
Josh, I feel like Josh has got a lot more to say, though.
I've got a lot more to say on this.
I'll throw it back to Josh. I've been working out lately, I'm trying to get fit, right? You've inspired me.
Do you know you got for us?
I was going to say, good, right here.
Drinking. I'm drinking, right? But the point is when I work out, I like to do something when I'm watching something, right? Ideally, maybe something on Prime, whatever, and Netflix. But I thought, it'd be really good. I'll watch the first half of the match, right?
Goodness.
Because when you work out and you're watching something, it goes quicker, right? It's not as miserable, right? This was the longest workout I've done in a long time. I remember being like, I'm never doing this again, because unless it's a really good game, because I'm getting, this feels like, I feel like I'm out there on the pitch right now. Yeah. This is a fucking nightmare. So anyway, sorry, Josh, what were you going to say, brother?
I'm just going to keep it this simple. Man United had 9 injuries for this game. They are in 14th place. Mm-hmm. Arsenal, out of their starting 11, they're missing, their best player in Saka, absolutely. And they're missing Kai Havertz. Those are the 2 players.
No one cares about
Hey, fuck off. What were you even thinking about? Talking about
his injury.
Fuck off. Before his injury. Jesus Christ. That is unreal. That is unreal that we're bringing Gabriel Jesus into it. I love it. And also, by the way, they had Martinelli on the bench, and the out-and-out number 9, false 9 that really should be there in Raheem Sterling. We all know that he should be starting. He's a quality player. Trust me on this. He's really good.
To answer your question, sorry, you're basically saying, should we be sacking Arteta? Before I go to the manager, I'm going to look at the squad and I'm going to say, we got the last 2 transfer windows, the last 2 summers, we fucked it. Wrong. Bad. Calafiori, Sterling, Neto, we bought a cup keeper who was fucking cup tied. And now Mikel Merino, he needs your fucking diet plan, Brian, because he needs to lose a bit of timber himself, mate. He's slow to everything. No, that's bad. So what would I say? I'd initially go, you know what? Yeah, someone's got to lose their job this season. I do think they have. So guess what? Edu's gone already. We're about to get Berta in from Atletico Madrid. So there is a change. And I like that we're going for Atletico Madrid, Sky. I think that makes sense. I think we're kind of similar. Right? We're never going to have the money of Man City, so we're going to be underdogs in these title races. We need someone who can be smart in the market. I look at Julian Alvarez. That was a fucking brilliant signing last summer. That's the sort of thing I want to see at Arsenal. We made a change.
The thing he didn't spend, though, let's have it right. Arne Slot, he's just got like a tune out of players that we didn't even know.
He was left a really good squad that's actually stayed
Has
fit,
he not
right?
developed the players though? We can't
if
just say
Mo Salah
that
got injured, Liverpool and Arsenal would probably be neck
has
and neck
he
right now.
not got a tune out of players that they didn't know was going to be used in that manner as well? Even the way
fair.
Yeah, Gravenberch has really
and
improved.
we've also seen at Arsenal,
Cody
we've seen
Gakpo.
two teenagers. We've seen Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri jump through this season. Nwaneri's our third highest scorer. Lewis Skelly's going to get in the England squad.
But this is where I do pushback, because this is where Josh does have a point, right? Because we saw Bukayo Saka limping all over the place, and he limped onto the injury table, onto the operation table. You saw you had Nwaneri there. Well, why not play him? Why not give him a go?
He took so long to protect Saka, yeah.
Yeah, he could have. This is not like it's a new season. He said, we had this guy that was coming through. No, he's there. So when this guy was in so many games, they're like, Saka's breaking down bit by bit. Like we could all see it, and it was kind of a running joke, the Saka limp. We always see it. But you could tell something was wrong with him, and he played him literally onto the operation table. So you knew, you've seen all the talent, and there's a lot, because they've given us another player in Aiden Heaven. Thank you very much. That's a composed centre back. We like him. You know what I mean? He's good. He
looks really good, to be fair.
Let's see.
He's
right?
good.
Let's calm down.
I'm just saying he's good. All I'm saying is thank you, Arsenal. He's good. The same way he done Skelly, Nwaneri, Heaven. We don't know what Chido's going to be, but Arsenal have something there. He should have trusted his academy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think ultimately we've lost three forwards to hamstring injuries: Havertz, Martinelli, and Saka. Like when they're all going for the same thing, you have to point at the coach. You have to say, why have you got your forwards running so much? Why are you so fucking addicted to this pressing game? Do you see Mo Salah tracking back? No. He stays high, and he's going to have a record-breaking season. Fuck, would I love to see Bukayo Saka given that freedom? Would I love to see Bukayo Saka given the freedom to stay up and just score goals?
And Salah's doing a record-breaking season at 32, going on 33 as well. So part of the point of not pushing your forwards to breaking point is also that. And I look at the way Newcastle play. Similar problem, with Isak's constantly picking up knocks, Callum Wilson constantly on the injury table. Anthony Gordon's had his issues as well. I just want to add one thing to the Arteta thing. My thing would be, you got to give him another summer. Personally, because the last two seasons have been forgivable. This is not really that forgivable. I think this was the golden opportunity and it's been blown. But I think because of the previous success of where he took Arsenal from and where they are now, he does deserve another season. However, my fear for Arsenal would be when you look at clubs like Chelsea, like Manchester United, who've changed their managers, it can sometimes lead to absolute disaster. I look at Ten Hag and I think that was one of the worst things that ever happened to a football club, what he did to Man United. And when a manager isn't completely ballsing it up, which Arteta isn't right now, right? He's missing good opportunities, but he's not ruining the club. They are still in a good potential spot for the future. I just think they need to give him another chance.
You don't think that Pep's going to get it right next season, though? Because Man City will never have a season like they have this one.
Depends how much money he can spend, because Pep's a checkbook manager. Let's not kid ourselves here. He inherited the richest squad in the world. He added ridiculous riches to it. Pep now has to rebuild, and we've seen Pep's transfers in the last 2 years have been a lot of garbage, right? I think the best players to ever play for Pep outside of Haaland, a lot of them, he never even signed himself. So, we all wax lyrical about it, but how good is he in the transfer market? That remains to be seen.
What I would say that you don't want to do, though, is you don't want to sleepwalk into mediocrity. There's no Carabao Cup this year for Arsenal. There's no FA Cup. You're in the Champions League, right? Fair enough, you got an opportunity to win that, but there are some fucking good teams, and you're not going to win the Premier League. So there's a big problem with Arsenal in that they cannot consistently keep being nearly men when they've got a squad as talented as they have. Yes, they've got injuries right now, but my God, if you go toe-to-toe talent levels in a Liverpool squad versus an Arsenal squad, it is comparable.
Lads, hang on a minute. Sorry, I think I've got a problem with my AirPods. Sorry, I think I've got Chelsea and United fans talking to me about fucking mediocrity. Are you serious?
Mate,
My AirPods must be fucked.
Where was the last time you won the Champions League?
Wait. I just said we're a mediocre side. I was saying it can happen. You can sleep.
You're fucking relegation side. Don't talk to me. What are you talking about? You're a relegation side.
You couldn't beat this relegation side, mate. You needed your goalkeeper like you never needed him before, lad.
There has been one team better than us in the Premier League all season. There's been one team better than us. We've lost Saka. We've lost Ødegaard. We've lost Jesus. We've lost Havertz. We've lost Martinelli. There's been one team better. There have been two teams.
This is like a versus.
We've had two teams better than us in Europe, Liverpool and Barcelona. That's it. Over a fucking group stage league, that's it. Two teams better than us. And you guys are talking to me about mediocrity. Where were you last year?
I didn't say nothing.
Did you compete last year?
Mate, I'm sticking by that as well, right? I'm sticking by that. It's all trophies. Jose Mourinho said it right. I don't give a fuck about mediocrity. I don't give a fuck about second places. It's all about trophies. And Arsenal have a squad that should be challenging for trophies.
We are challenging for trophies.
Mate, wait a second. Are you in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup? Are you in the Carabao Cup final?
Fuck about the FA Cup. You're not even in the fucking
FA Cup. You loved the FA Cup, mate. That win against us, you were fucking celebrating for a week. You did an open store.
All right. I think we'll, just for everyone's sake, we want to keep these friendships in.
Yeah.
We're going to end the video.
Got nasty there. Got really nasty.
It's been a good one. We'll catch us on the next one.